Hi, I'm Ray McAllister, editor of Boomer Magazine, and we're back with Harvey Newquist, executive director of the National Guitar Museum. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You're in town in Richmond for the guitar, the instrument that rocked the world exhibit at the
Correct.
Science Museum of Virginia. Tell us about that. How did it come to be? Why is it here? What will people see?
Well, the idea behind the exhibit is to really bring the guitar out to not only boomers who appreciate it, over this past half century or so, but also to expose kids to it, who might see it but not quite understand why it's important because they don't have the reinforcement we had growing up. We saw it at concerts and album covers and posters and
every Ed Sullivan show.
Well, yeah, and every variety show, the Monkees, even all were kind of built around the guitar, and kids don't have that as much. So we felt there was a really great opportunity to come to museums and kind of show the history of the guitar, but at the same time, because of the way the guitar has evolved, there's a way to show science. And the guitar, while being a simple device, has a great deal of science involved with it. There's electromagnetism involved in the way the pickups work. There's a generation of sound waves and frequencies with the way strings work. There's amplification. There's structural engineering in how you keep a guitar from not breaking when you tighten the strings. So we have interactives that show all of that, that people can go around and touch and experience and learn from. But then, of course, we have 70-some-odd guitars, some famous, some that were given to us by Steve Vai and Johnny Winter and some of those people. We also have the world's largest guitar, which is 43 and a half feet long.
How long?
43 and a half feet long.
It seems long.
It's very
long.
It's the biggest in the world. It's in the Guinness Book of Records.
Okay. How do you play that, or do you play it?
It's semi-playable. It was created by a technology academy in Texas, and their purpose was to create it so that it could be the world's largest playable guitar, which did get it into the Guinness Book of Records.
Well, that's the goal, right?
Well, that was the goal, but fortunately, it was also an attractive guitar. I mean, it weighs 2,000 pounds. It's an exact replica of a Gibson Flying V. So we acquired it, and when I say semi-playable, it generates notes because you can fret it. And if you had 6 hands, you could generate an entire chord. But because the frequencies are so low, it's not like you're going to be hearing people playing pop standards on it, and just have to grab a string and pull it. So it makes its own notes, and it's fun to play. But it's not exactly as functional, perhaps, as some of the things we talked about earlier.
So you couldn't play "I Feel Fine" on it.
No, it's funny you should say that, though. But in order to get the Guinness certification, it had to be really playable. So they got 3 kids to put their hands in the right places, and they played one chord, which was the opening to "A Hard Day's Night."
Oh, okay.
So
good.
one recognizable chord, and they were done with it. Then we acquired it, and now we have it.
Excellent.
On
Very
display
good.
at the Science Museum.
So how long will it take people to go through the exhibit, and what do you think they'll come away with?
Well, it depends on, I've seen people our age go through it and take 2 hours and a half because they read every single thing and they touch every single thing. We think people can go through it in 40, 45 minutes if they're in a hurry and still get to see a little bit of everything, but it makes for a nice afternoon. And what we really want people to come away with is an appreciation of where this instrument came from, where it's going, because we do talk about the future of the guitar, and really what it took to build it, to create it, for those people who helped with its evolution, and also that it's more than just something to look at. It's a very intricate machine that you can learn from, not only learn about music, but learn about science and history as well.
Now, this is, in essence, the National Guitar Museum on wheels, moving around the country.
It is, very much so. We're planning on being in different spots in the country over the next 4 or 5 years. We'll be going from Richmond to Massachusetts to Idaho to California to other parts west. We've already been to Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Louisville, and Florida. So once we've gone to all these different cities, we're hoping to be able to look back and say, one of those was the best place for a permanent home.
So that will probably be Richmond.
So far, yes. The way I'm looking at it, Richmond's a contender right now.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Harvey.
Thanks for having me.
We've enjoyed this. The exhibit is at the Science Museum of Virginia. It opens October 13th and runs through the end of the year.